Good morning, Chargies. Happy Sunday. Welcome to today's June workout. I hesitate to call it a workout because um, we are going to do some meditation and just like grounding today. I think often we put a lot of emphasis on exercise, like physical exercise, um, as a way to transform and work towards body goals and physique goals and just health in general. But I think what's looked past um, is, I don't know how to say this, like your mental state. And nowadays it's more common to practice anxiety tips or tricks, and like I know Cass just posted in the Facebook, and like meditation, and I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, but I think it's really important to work out your mind just as well as working out your body because it's your mind, right? So today we're kind of going to do a really short yoga flow, um, grounding down, just getting present, and then I'm going to lead us through a guided meditation. I decided to do it outside this morning, kind of like my morning routine. So I encourage you to get in some pajamas. We're not going to do anything intense. Get comfy. This would be good, like right when you wake up, maybe before you start your day, or before you go into a workout, or before you go to sleep. So that's kind of my goal. I did it outside so you had the birds in the background. It's some nice ambiance. Yeah, so if you haven't meditated before, don't let this discourage you. It's not going to be an intense meditation. It's going to kind of short. I'm going to talk you through it. It's going to be guided. So I encourage you to try it. We're going to start with a yoga flow. Really short, and then we'll get into that. But I was just looking at my lettuce. Little shout out to my little lettuce. He's not doing too good, but I just want, before we start, because I'll get into it in just a second, I want you to be just fully here with me right now. I think a lot of the time, especially with the world we live in and everything happening and on social media, that it's very hard for us to remain fully present, and myself included. But I mean, the present moment, not to get like into it, but I'm going to. You're here. The present moment's all we have. We don't have the past, and we don't have the future. Those were just past present moments and future present moments, and our life happens in the now. And I think a lot of the time we spend the now looking forward to something in a future thing, and when I get here I'll be happy, and when I do this, oh, I have to do this later. Or looking back like, I can't believe I said that, or whatever, whatever it may be. We spend a lot of our time like that, and that those thoughts foster a lot of anxiety and negative emotions sometimes. So I encourage you to just be fully present with me today, just for these couple of minutes that we're going to be together. Nothing else matters right now. Your phone doesn't matter. What you're going to eat for breakfast doesn't matter. Just only this. And then I encourage you to kind of just keep that mindset today, just a little bit. Okay, let's get into the yoga flow. So I have my mat right here. Yeah. Okay, we are going to start in child's pose. Just bring it all the way back and down. This is my first stretch in the morning, and maybe yours too, so just take it really easy. Breathing through those movements. I'm going to put my hair up while you stay in child's pose. Really feeling the breath here. Breathing into places that are uncomfortable, maybe a little tight. We're going to raise our hands up above our head. Clasp the fingers together. Just remember to breathe. Bring it forward onto all fours. We're going to move through some cat-cows. As a side reference, we're going to do cat and bring it into cow. Or cow-cat. I don't know how it's called, but yeah, this is, I don't know. Yeah, just bring it, stretch your neck all the way up. Remember those deep belly breaths. And bring it up. And down. And up. Now we're going to do some 3 that are a little bit faster. Take 2 more cat-cows. My laptop turned off. Yeah. 2 more cat-cows. And meet me into all fours. From here, we're going to walk the hands forward just a little bit. Stack, just kind of lean forward so you're in an elongated almost. Stack your shoulders and your wrists. Tuck your toes under. We're going to lift up to a plank. First plank of the day. Slowly bring it down. Mini cobra. I think it's what it's called. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Bring it up. Tuck and go all the way back for our first downward dog of the day. Take it easy. This is your first movement here. Pedal those feet out. Whatever feels good. Shake your hips. Bring it forward. Step or walk the feet up to the top of your mat. My head's going to go out of the screen, so I'm going to step it back. So, up here, you're down touching your toes. Bring it up into flat back. Your hands can rest on your shins. All the way down, forward fold. Slowly roll it up. I'm out of screen, but hands to heart center and take 3 deep breaths here. Arms up, raise, lower. Now you'll be at the top of your mat, so bending down again to find those feet. Stepping or jumping back to high plank. Lowering down slowly. You can do a bigger cobra. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Hold that for a second. My laptop keeps going black. Okay. Cobra. Really try to not slouch in those shoulders. Make your neck tall. Up to high plank. And back into a downward dog. Stretch it out, pedal your feet, whatever feels good to you, that's what you should be doing. We're going to raise our right leg up into the air. You can cross it over if you want, or you can bring it straight up. And we're going to step it through between our hands. We're going to drop the left knee back on the ground and sit up. You can lower the left, you can lower the left foot so you're straight like this. Now sit here just for a minute, breathing through this. Really stretching out those hip flexors. Mine have been really tight lately, maybe just because I've been doing more sitting here in quarantine, but nonetheless. Stretch it out. Okay. I'm going to turn kind of this way again. So, stretch it out, and you're going to get even deeper in that. So just kind of push into that hip flexor more. We're going to bring it back. So straighten the right, straighten the right leg. And just forward fold onto it. Get a nice hamstring stretch. Sorry for my feet, but you can flex the feet. Bring it forward again. We're going to drop the front leg parallel. So we're in like a pigeon pose. We're sinking into that hip. And if it feels good, bring it all the way down. You can kind of see how I'm laying. My back leg's still extended. Just take a couple deep breaths here. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into whatever may feel tight for you. This is my good. Okay. Bring it up. I like to sit up in just for a second. Popping up. Your back foot. Tuck your back, your left toes. Popping up. And I just bring it straight back. Downward dog. Just stretch it out and walk your way back up to the front of your mat. I'm going to go to the back so you see. In this forward fold, you're going to bring it up to flat back, hands resting on the shins. Remember to breathe here. Forward fold. Slowly bring it all the way up. Hands come to heart center, just like this. Take 2 deep breaths here. Forward fold. Okay, I'm going to be at the top of my mat, just like you are. Forward fold. Step or walk your feet back. High plank. You're going to take a chaturanga and cobra. While you're in cobra, my laptop went black again, so hold your cobra. Deep breaths for the cobra. I'm going to drive those shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your feet, lift up, and let's go into a downward dog. From here, we're going to do the same thing on the left foot. So we're going to raise our left leg up. If you want, you can cross it over, whatever feels good. We're going to bring it through between the hands. We're going to drop the right knee and untuck the right toes, laying our right foot flat on the ground. Hands on the knees, leaning into it. Taking a few breaths here. Dropping the hands, both on the inside of the knee. Leaning into it just a little bit more, getting a deeper stretch in that right hip flexor. Remember to breathe through these movements. If there's anything painful, breathe into the spaces. We're going to drop our hips back, straighten out the left foot or the left leg, flex the left toes. I'm not flexible as here, as you can tell. Do what feels good to your body. Don't push yourself. It's still early for me at least, so we don't need to do anything intense. Drop it down. Stretch up that hamstring. Okay, you're going to bring it forward again. You're going to drop the left shin parallel. Sit your hip down. You can kind of see. Feels good. Walk it down. Really get that deep stretch in that hip. Let's breathe into it. Just a couple of breaths here. Sit up just a little bit. shoot your leg back so you're in high plank. Bring it back into downward dog. Forward into high plank. Drop those knees under so you're tabletop. Bring it back into your child's pose. Breathe it out here. Stretch it out. We're going to come up into a seated position. Crisscross applesauce is what I'm going to do. Do whatever's comfortable to you. We don't need to push ourselves this morning. So, from here, in our seated position, hands up. Deep breath. Exhale it out. 2 more of these. One more. Let's find our right hand, or our left hand on our right knee. Our right hand, placing it behind our backs and finding a little twist. If it's early for you, do it feels comfortable. No need to push ourselves. We're just kind of getting warm. Come back to center and do the same thing on the other side. We're not moving too fast. We're not rushing everything. Come back to center. We are going to place our right hand on the side, left hand over to stretch out that side. And do the same thing on the other side. Returning to center, taking your hands at your heart, on your knees, up, however you like. My preference is up on my knees. And we're just going to close our eyes and take a few deep breaths here. I'm going to actually move closer to the camera, but I want you to stay seated where you're at. I'm just moving closer so you can hear me a little bit better. So, seated in your position with the hands resting on the knees or heart center, we are going to find a forward gaze, not focusing on an object. Just find a gaze in front of you, and let's take some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep that up. Just take a few deep breaths here. Keep these eyes open. Just a soft gaze, not focusing on anything, not thinking about anything. Couple more deep breaths here. On your next deep breath, on the exhale, let's let our eyes gently close. And let's focus on the weight of our body on the floor. Feel the contact on the floor between your legs and your body pressing into the ground, grounding yourself. Feel the weight of the hands on your knees. Feel yourself sink deeper into the pose while remaining a good posture, but make sure you're comfortable. Sinking down, finding those contact points. Now bringing the attention to the sounds we hear, not focusing and thinking about the sounds, yet just acknowledging the presence of the sounds and without connecting thoughts to them. Maybe it's the birds in my video, maybe your mom's vacuuming, whatever it may be, just let the sounds come and go. We're not focusing too hard on any sound. Now let's bring the attention back into the body, and we're going to do a body scan starting at the top of your head. You're going to mentally scan down your entire body. I like to think of it as like an x-ray going over me, and I just scan down my body, just acknowledging what feels good and what is uncomfortable, and not trying to change what's uncomfortable, but just acknowledging it and accepting it and moving right on past it. As we scan down, trying to feel and see if there's an underlying mood. Is there a presence of happiness, sadness, underlying? This is hard. This is hard to tell unless you have a very prominent emotion, but just feeling, not thinking about anything, just feeling. As you get to the end of your scan, let's come back to our intention we set today to just be fully present. Think about how maybe this can affect your life and the lives of those who you're close with. And this doesn't have to be a long sentence. Just maybe give it some thought, just a second. And let's let it go. Start to feel that the breath within our chest and our belly. Start to feel your breath is the strongest. We're focusing on that. We're not focusing on changing our breathing, just acknowledging the breath within us. If it helps, I like to count my breaths. So on the inhale, 1, exhale, 2, count all the way up to 10, and then repeat. Again, we're not changing our breath. We are just acknowledging the breath that is comfortable for our bodies at this moment. I like to count mine. It helps me keep focused. Remember that while we're counting our breaths, it's completely normal for our mind to wander off and chase these thoughts. Just gently reminding yourself to come back to the breath and just be here right now. Now we are going to bring the attention back into the body and the contact with the floor, between the floor and your body. Bringing the awareness back into the weight of the hands on the legs and how you feel pressed into the earth. Now directing our attention to the sounds around us. bringing us back in the physical environment. Maybe smells or tastes, bringing yourself back. And in your own time, you can gently open your eyes and come back with me. That was just a little quick meditation, quick yoga flow. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted just to talk about meditation thoughts just for a brief second. While we are meditating and as we begin, it's hard to stay focused, and that is, that's normal and it's to be expected. And if you want to begin meditating or you do, I heard someone say something and it kind of changed and it helped me, because while I was meditating and a thought would arise and I would dwell on it, and I would be like, I can't dwell on it, and I would force to let it go, but it would come back. And the issue is we can't force ourselves to like immediately stop thinking. We just have to gently remind ourselves to just come back, and naturally the thought will subside. But it's not a harsh practice. There's nothing about meditation that you need to be hard on yourself about. You're doing this for yourself in your own mental state. So, I encourage you to be gentle on yourself. Also, Headspace is the app I use to meditate. They're guided meditations. They offer a basics course, which is basics 1, and it's 10 meditations, and they're completely free. I really like the app. I would recommend it. So it can't hurt to try it out. They begin at 3 minutes, so if you're new, that is perfect. To learn, to get into it, just get a feel for it. And then they do offer a student discount for an annual membership. It's normally $70, I believe. For students, for annual, it's $9. And if you're unemployed in Michigan right now, I know they are offering Headspace for free. So, I encourage you to look into it, even if it may seem weird and foreign. This is your mind, and this is where you live. So, let's take care of it. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful weather. I will see you back here next Sunday.